Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I want to share with you a thrilling attacking game which was played in 1974 between Kenneth McAlpine and James Lumsden. But before starting our game, make sure that you are subscribed in order not to miss my future uploads. This was a correspondence game played at Scottish Championship, and McAlpine, who was playing with white pieces, opened up with e4. Lumsden responded with g6, modern defense, d4, bishop g7, knight c3, d6, bishop c4, knight f6, and queen e2. White is moving away his queen from the d file and is preparing e5 advancement. Knight c6, black is attacking the pawn on d4, but anyways, white goes for e5 move. Black accepted the offered pawn and played knight takes d4, attacking white queen. The idea is that now if you move away your queen, for example, if you put your queen on d1, then black can capture on e5, and already this is move 7 and black has 2 extra pawns and a winning position. But after knight takes d4, instead of touching his queen, McAlpine made a very interesting decision and he played e takes f6. This is move 7 and we have a queen sacrifice, guys. But actually we can say that this was forced, right? And all black could do was to accept the queen sacrifice and played knight takes e2. F takes g7, rook g8. Knight takes e2, rook takes g7. So what do we have? Against black queen and 2 pawns, white got 3 minor pieces. But is this enough? Let's see. Here comes bishop h6. White is developing his bishop with a tempo and is preparing castling queenside. Rook g8, and we have it castling queenside. e5, which is an inaccuracy. This is weakening the dark squares around black king. Instead, it was better to play c6 followed by d5, then bishop d7, queen a5, preparing castling queenside. But in our game, after castling queenside, we have e5. Now comes f4. White is trying to open up the e file and target black king. E takes f4, which is a mistake, after which black's position goes down very quickly. Instead, it was better to play g5. This is the only move which is allowing black to keep the balance. And then black should go for an exchange sacrifice, and according to Stockfish, the players have equal chances. But in our game after f4, we have e takes f4. As I've already mentioned, this is losing, and let's see how McAlpine realized his advantage. Here comes knight e4, another threat is bishop g5, followed by knight f6 check. That's why black played g5, neutralizing the dark squared bishop, but here comes the h-pawn, supporting the minor pieces. G takes h4, knight takes f4. White pieces are simply dominating the position, and this passive black pieces can't do anything. Bishop f5, bishop b5 check. Another powerful move, which is forcing black to move his king. Otherwise, if we move like c6, then knight takes d6 is coming, or if bishop d7, then in this case rook e1 can be very unpleasant. White is threatening checkmate in 1. For example, if bishop takes b5, then white can announce a checkmate. Let's go back. That's why in our game after bishop b5 check, we have king e7 and knight d5 check. White is starting a devastating king hunt. King e6, knight c5 check. Another beautiful move. This time white is sacrificing his knight in order to open up the e file. D takes c5, and the rook is joining the attack with a tempo. Bishop e4, rook takes e4 check, king f5, knight e7 check. And now queen takes e7 could allow black to prolong his resistance, but even in that case white's position is totally winning. But instead black accepted the rook sacrifice as well. I have already forgot, guys, how many sacrifices we saw in this majestic game, and this king takes e4 is allowing white to checkmate black king in2. Here comes rook e1 check, and after king d4, white pushed forward his c-pawn and announced a checkmate. A checkmate with a pawn which I simply adore. How do you like this brilliant game, guys? Countless sacrifices allowed white to unleash a king hunt, and finally we have a checkmate with a pawn. And it all started from that beautiful queen sacrifice which white made on move 7. There it goes. In here white went for e takes f6 and sacrificed his queen. By the way, as far as I could understand, this was a novelty at that time. Later, starting from 1976, this queen sacrifice would occur many times in tournament practice, but at that time I guess this was a novelty. I have to tell you that once even Bent Larsen went for this line, and probably we should cover that game as well. Meanwhile, in the end, let's also solve a chess puzzle where the task is to find the winning move for white. It's white to move, and I will wait for your deflective answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Here are more suggestions for you. Feel free to check them out as well. I will see you in my next video. Take care.